This is the hearth immediately after mortaring the stones in place with all its spacers in still. And here it is ready for grouting after removing the spacers and cleaning out the grout joints. Here showing the broken parts. And here showing the level difference. Okay, I have just finished the difficult part of grouting my hearth. And here's where I'm at. This is 3 feet by 4.5 feet. So, and this is the product I used. The Prism in charcoal color. 7-pound box, and I only needed 1/10 of the box. I mixed up 1/5 of it, and I have that much left. So almost all of it used, because you waste a lot, you know. So this is where you have to work really quickly, and everything is time limit. And so you measure, you weigh, you stir. You leave it for 5 minutes, and then you've got 20 minutes to get it in place because it starts to thicken. And if it gets thick, it won't go into the smaller cracks. So luckily it's only a small area, so I was working hard and I was getting hot because I had my mask on and my sweater on, and I didn't have time to stop and take them off because you have to have the mask on so you don't breathe in the powder, but you don't really need it for the wet part. So then you use, I used my mortar trowel because it's very similar to a grout float. I actually forget what my grout float was like because I left it behind in my last house. But I used the flat edge of this, and that's fine, to push it in, and you smear it almost over the whole surface. Like I didn't need to go over the middle of the big squares. But you can use it to push it in and get the right angle you want. And then you wipe it off with your big sponge. And there's here many back and forths, going over it very gently because you don't want to dig it out of the cracks, right? And many trips to the sink to rinse it out until you get it to a point where there's just a light film on top and your grout lines are how you want them. I hope it's light enough in here to see. There you go. So I came back and added a bit here and there where I thought it needed a little more. And ran it over with my finger and then just very gently going along the edge without taking it out. Especially in areas like this, where I had a chip out of the stone. And here, because I wanted that filled up. Here and over here. And this corner. So I had a few corners that had completely broken off. And I wanted them all filled. So I was very careful to pay close attention to these areas. And I went back and put some extra in there to make sure they were high enough. And gently wiping. So now I've got 3 hours and then wipe off the film. So pleased I finally got to this because I've been putting it off because I hate to make a mess and it seems like a lot of work and it's kind of daunting because I don't want to do it badly and I don't want to make a mess mainly. And it's black, but the black doesn't really matter. Oh look, I got some on my pants. And then the cat walks over it, so it's good to have your cats in a different room when you're doing this because it's only 2 o'clock, but my younger one gets hungry for dinner around this time. 2 to 3 o'clock starts wanting dinner. And you know what cats do? They go under your nose to get food. So if I'm like nose to the stone here, so he's in there now. Yeah, I look forward to cleaning it up in 3 hours time. And then I can call the wet inspector and have yon wood stove put in place. This is my wood stove, brand spanking new, and it has a cooking hole. Here you use this to lift it out. How do you do this? Oh, like this. Yeah, then you put your pot right over the flames. That's why I picked this model. And it's quite high up too. Like, see how tall it is. It's a good stove height. Excited to get that into position. And then the stovepipe will go up through the ceiling. So the last thing to do is to clean up your tools. Look at that, all clean. And to go outside and clean up the place where you measured out the powder. So for me, my porch. And I got it just before the rain started. So this is where I weigh it. I needed this to get it loose and a broom to sweep it off. Done. I really hate how messy the box of grout powder is because it's corrosive and it's dangerous and you can't breathe it in. You don't want to get it on your hands. It's surprisingly burnish. So it says on the box that it'll burn your skin without paint. So you don't want to measure that out inside and you don't want to open that box up inside. I mean, I'm amazed how dirty the box is inside anyway. It comes in a plastic pouch, but it's not sealed. There's grout powder all over the inside of that box. So it's something you don't want to keep in the house. I'm going to keep my extra in a shed. And I twist tied the top. Yeah, I don't know why they come so dirty like that. I guess they expect the users not to mind. So next thing for me is to choose my paint color for my living room. That's how it's looking now. Just yesterday I finished the wallpaper all the way around, so this corner is now done. And I had to reposition 2 of the drops twice because I got it wrong twice. But sometimes you gotta do it again. So over here, these are my drapes. And those are the paint swatches that I'm still considering. So hard to pick. I admit I didn't do a very good job of getting my tiles level. As you can see, there's a huge drop here. And here. And here. And, you know, pretty much everywhere. I mean, I knew that these are thicker than these, so I expected there to be a drop here. But these should all be level, and they're not. I mean, it's not a floor. It's just where my wood stove's gonna go. And it's only the second time I've done tiling. And the first time was 4 years ago. And they're natural stone, so they're not flat. And 3 of these were broken. Like this one was broke. That was in 2 pieces, and that was in 2 pieces. So I had to lay them in like that. That one was broken in the mail, and I glued it before laying it. But that's no excuse. I mean, there's no reason why there should be a drop here. But just wanted to point that out. I am no expert. I'm just experimenting and practicing. I've never been taught. Not that I wouldn't like to be.